miss him.
30 seconds
Yeah,
to battle.
didn't seem too much. He's been grinding pubs, controlling the camera. So, yeah, mid Lina against Invoker, and then a position for Centaur. Zephyr starting with the boots and the Tango. Good thing is he's going to lane with Necro, so there's going to be some sustain, a bit more region coming up from that Death Pulse.
When before the Necro came out, I thought it was going to be like
The
Centaur
battle
Lina.
begins.
Same, because this lane is super strong. Like, Lina Centaur provides... Lina has a position 4, like, is one of the best 4s right now. I'm not sure why we're not seeing it in China and Southeast Asia, because the hero had... You got 100 mana LSA, level 1, so you can use it 6 times pretty much with the mana region and the cooldown, of course. It's insane. Plus, Fiery Soul got buffed, extra 2 seconds, you get that on level 2, and then you just right-click people down.
I think there was a time where we were seeing a lot of 4 Lina, like a year plus, like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, then she got nerfed, she was a bit too OP.
Strong.
Yeah.
Because it was always a 4 Lina that would transition into like a core and start to right-click really hard. Ooh, Whirling Death and the Earth Spike landing on a Whitemon. So we've got the 3 lanes on camera right now.
This should be a good lane for Boom Top. Morphling doesn't do much against the Timbersaw. Hyde needs to stay out of the XP range, get that fast level 3 on a Timbersaw, and could potentially just bail. Try to make stuff happen on the mid lane. They have a really good setup with the Tornado, or they can make a tri-lane bottom, because Timbersaw, he doesn't care too much about the Clockwork. Yeah, we can see Morphling already struggling on the top lane.
Only 2 CS right now. Whirling Death comes out, battery assault from Whitemon.
He's been playing pretty aggressive, trying to move forward with that battery assault, but he needs to be careful, especially once the level 2s come out for Boom.
Needs to be careful, especially since they hit level 2. Whirling Death, like, it's just so much damage. Lion keeping a point just in case he either needs a Hex or he wants to drain the Morphling. Mid lane, Invoker struggling, you know. Playing against Lina, your damage is just not there. It's very hard to last hit with Invoker.
And he's going to the Quaswex build. Were you expecting Quaswex, or would you have wanted something else there?
You need EMP. It's a very defensive tools. Necro, Morphling, these heroes need mana. Centaur also has a low mana pool. You have a Dispel against the Ghost Shroud with the Tornado. You build into Spirit Vessel against the Morphling, against the Necro. So that's definitely going to be his natural item choice in this game.
Tornado landing on a car.
He's just going to get all the denies. 15-8 against 8-0 on Invoker, level 3. He's gonna need some help. Like, Lion should try to stack a camp, possibly, you know, get a help on a mid lane. Has mana drain, so not too much kill potential with the drain. But if you get a point in Hex, then you can set things up with Tornado, wrap around. You want to leave XP to the Timbersaw. So let's see where Hyde wants to go. Has a smoke as well.
Courier getting taken out. Yeah, so we'll keep our eyes on Hyde, but you've also got bottom Cuckoo. For right now, he's just kind of sustaining in the lane.
Yeah, they can't do too much to this Necro. Warlock doesn't provide you with much damage. You know, he can be annoying with the Fatal Bonds, but Necro shouldn't die in this lane. Both Spectre and Necro will be able to farm in this lane. I don't think we're gonna see too much action happening.
Well, LSA lands onto Makoto. Right click's coming in. He needs to be very careful.
He needs help on the mid lane because exactly, it's getting very hard for him. Dragon Slave actually connects. Rune will spawn. They can't even control that. Mikoto brought the Tango, has infused Raindrop.
Is Heidi gonna spot this? Whitemon wants to.
He blocked the big
Jump
camp.
on him.
He blocked the ancient camp, so that cannot be stacked.
We'll see how long that takes for Hyde to notice, because not only did he get that sentry down, he's put the observer there, which will spot them doing those stacks. 23 still taking a lot of damage. His lane has been just about as good as how the Spectres is going bottom. You see, the one who's really struggling, and we've talked about it already, is just the Invoker.
He uses full combo. Tornado, EMP, Cold Snap, just to get some mana back, a bit of harassment on Lina, and gets 1 CS out of it. Tries to zone him out of the lane. Lina stacking the small camp for herself. Centaur will refill the bottle on the mid.
So now Carl working with that bottle, and he's about to hit that level 6, so Makoto might need to be careful of that Laguna Blade coming out, and I wouldn't be surprised either to see Carl rotate off the lane. They're going on for Cuckoo. They've got the Earth Spike. They have the damage. Fatal Bonds connected to all these creeps as well as Cuckoo. Whitemon and Zephyr make the rotation, and Kezcute hit with the hoof stomp. He'll die. First blood there for Zephyr. They're looking for more with the battery assault. It only ticks once on Hyde, and a pretty late hit regardless.
Yeah, this is the tri-lane that I talked about. They feed a first blood to T1. Zephyr has another stun available. I love the build on Cuckoo. Has magic wand, casual cloak. Understand that the damage they have is magical. Holding a fairy fire. Just wants to be able to tank up. They use the healing salve on him as well. Now back to full HP. Spectre does not like to play into Necro. Like, this has been the counter to Spectre throughout the history of Dota. Just, you're the hero that wants to play on like low HP, and Necro does not allow you to do that. This time around, they have no real saves against the Reaper's side. You and me were talking about like what could potentially be the last pick for Boom. Panel also discussed about it. Lizard said, you know, OD, I think that would have been a much better choice than the Invoker, where you like get a bit of tower damage, you have a setup for a Meteor Hammer, and then you have a save against the Reaper side. Necro does not like to play into any of these matchups like Shadow Demon, OD, Oracle. It's just very hard for him to find an opportunity to use that Reaper side.
Yeah, that was my thought to it. Maybe even do something a little bit different and go into a mid Shadow Demon, but the Invoker pick kind of leaves me a bit baffled. I understand what they want from it, but we've seen how strong the OD's been before. So I'm surprised that
My problem with Quasvex Invoker is, especially if you're playing into bad matchup, like, you need to make the right rotations. You misuse one of the rotations, you don't get the charge on your urn, and then it becomes problematic. Savage turning into Timbersaw, that's one way to counter him. You have this pure damage coming out from him, but very low on mana. Both heroes, pretty much.
And Timber's got the Soul Ring. See if he uses that to try and make something happen, and there's a D ward from Whitemon. Basically knowing exactly where that ward is. And the ward that they have on the high ground is just out of the vision of the sentry, so they're only able to see that. That's on the high ground. They've got themselves the Earth Spike as well as the EMP. Doesn't do a lot there, but does drain a little bit of mana.
Very limited on damage early on from Boom. Like, Spectre doesn't provide you with much. Haunt is available right now. Invoker, he needs that Urn of Shadow charge to be able to get the kill. Zephyr getting chased. Necro will heal him once.
Oh, can he get the kill with the Fatal Bonds on this? Oh, 36, and we'll use the Haunt just to secure the kill.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Just 200 gold for Spectre, some XP, Power Thread's done, Soul Ring down, going into Blade Mail. Like, Blade Mail feels natural. It's your also farming tool from Spectre.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lion still lurking around the mid lane, but he got spotted by that ward.
Yeah, that's just out of the sentry, like I said before, and you see FBZ just staying in the face of 23. He's not really shutting down his farm completely. If he can get a kill on this Morphling, maybe it would, but he's falling just short every time.
FBZ being annoying on top lane, that is all. He should not be able to die on Morphling, has a couple of magic stick charges, has a Fairy Fire, decides to TP out. They need to bring one extra hero, possibly to stun him, surprise him with the Lion. Both supports kind of under-leveled for Boom, level 4. And both of these heroes rely heavily on getting that dome, being able to do stuff with their level 6.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Kodo now level 8. And not too far in terms of experience behind the Lina. The net worth, though,
Dire's top tower
about a
is
300
under attack.
split. So nothing too crazy, because neither hero has really rotated to get a kill yet. A bit surprising Carl hasn't done it, that's for sure. I would have expected him to maybe move, go throw Laguna Blade, get a quick kill somewhere.
Dire's
Say on
top
somebody
tower
like the
is under
Warlock.
attack.
He DPs, just continues to farm the jungle, working
Dire's
towards
top tower
the Yule
has
Scepter.
fallen.
Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Kescute collecting some XP. I guess, yeah, Lion took the Tome, because Warlock is getting some levels on the bottom. I talked how important it is that both of these heroes get to level 6. Still saving a point. Before, people who were listening to me, I know there aren't many people, but I always said, if you put another point, if you put more than 2 points in Shadow Word, you don't know.
But for the most part, using that blade mail to really up the farm and try and get towards the top, not too far away from where Cuckoo is, who's sitting top of the net worth, quietly sitting top of the net worth. We haven't seen a Reaper Scythe slam down yet. He's just been doing his thing. Kodo coming over, cold snap, Stampede gets used. They've got the Hex as well as the Earth Spike, Finger in, Zephyr getting taken out with ease.
I mean, it's a position for Centaur. He's having okay, you know, farm for a position for Cent. He maxed out the Retaliate, farmed the jungle a bit, and now working towards the Blink Dagger. So that's going to be their another form of initiation on top of Clockwork.
Oh, shot on a Kescute. Battery Assault, Cogs around him, trying to run. Carl coming over, Dragon Slave, Battery Assault, Reaper Scythe is there. So will be used on a support, which is the Warlock. He's dead for 40. Not sure it's entirely felt when you use it on the Warlock like that.
Is under attack.
We still haven't seen Rock being used.
No, not yet.
I guess they just feel very comfortable playing this into like mid-game, not losing too much out of the map. Right now it's pretty even. And yeah, when you have Spectre in the team, you're like, you know, we're good to go. Working towards that Manta style into Scotty. He already knows what he wants to go for. Great to reduce the healing from Necro. Great to reduce the healing from this Morphling. And just with the Manta style online, there's a possibility that you can go inside a pit, because it also, like Dispersion and Desolate, like Desolate most importantly works on illusion, so you can take the Roshan fast enough.
Tornado, Meteor, and Cold Snap on a Zephyr, doing a decent chunk of damage. Forced to use the Stampede again. Just these offlaners fighting in the mid lane. Ooh, hookshot used again. Earth Spike with the adaptive strike to get the kill out on the hide. Sunstrike down on a White Mom, but no way to stop the TP. So T1, this Morphling starting to really move around the map and get these pickoffs that 23 is really enjoying getting. Some top of the net worth at the moment too.
Necro also having a good time. You need to upgrade boots on Necro. Like, Necro feels so slow, even with power threads. Power threads plus Yule Scepter, 320 movement speed? What? Like, this hero is not moving. I thought it's gonna be like around 330, 335, maybe?
Just 320.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Shadow Word is
Dire's
maxed out.
structures are fortified.
Okay.
How do you
Thoughts,
feel?
okay-ish. You know, I'd still prefer, because you can put points later on. It's a lot of damage, it's a lot of heal mid lane.
Hookshot missed, but they've got the hook stomp coming through. They'll have Cogs to wrap around FBZ with the Earth Spike hitting out of the Necro. Timber Chain out, and the Cold Snap on a White Mon. EMP drop down. Cuckoo is already at about half mana. They rip apart White Mon with FBZ, and they're still chasing. LSA, right clicks from Carl, Laguna Blade, and
Whoa.
the Chaotic Offering down on top of Cuckoo and Carl, but no follow-up to it.
That wasn't even close. Like, this Timbersaw is going to be full HP. Like, even if Lina had Aghanim Scepter at this point, like, the pure damage wouldn't kill him.
Wow. Yeah, all right, Laguna Blade used and Chaotic Offering down.
Yeah, seems like we had some issues with the stream. The stream seemed to be down, but we're now back. Potentially because Warlock put more than 2 points in Shadow Word. So the stream went down.
That's the power of putting 2 in the
Dire's
Shadow
top
Word,
tower
or more
is
than
under
2 in
attack.
Shadow Word.
Oh, and he finds it. This is the dream for Warlock. Finds the Philly Stone. 80 GPM.
He's not taking much damage here. Hook shot, still the control. Now they've got to the Haunt. They've got the Earth Spike. They'll land it on a White Mon. Get the kill there. Look over a Cuckoo. Timber Chain forward. FBZ moving in. Again, these heroes on T1 just don't really have the damage to kill the Timber.
Also liking the itemization on Timbersaw this time around. Not going for any greedy build. Thinking about the team more. Finishing that pipe, and now going back to Bloodstone, which is okay. Was thinking about getting the Guardian Greaves, but there's no Spirit Vessel. Nothing to really dispel in this game. So, like, pipe is really good against the magical damage that they got. Will mitigate a lot of it.
Up into the air, looking for the hook stop. That lands. Tornado comes through, hits onto 2. Earth Spike also hits on 2. Every time you say Filet Stone,
Yeah.
it sounds like a yogurt brand. Filet.
Filet? Yeah. Sounds very classy. And he's the one keeping it, because Lion already has his Blink Dagger, so that's okay. 1 point in mana drain on Lion sometimes is a bit problematic, because you just don't get enough mana back.
Spectre, Blink, Hoof Stomp. Doesn't avoid it. Now they've got the Reaper Sight. The damage in so quick on a Dream Cell. Dead for 75.
Yeah, those extra seconds coming out from the Reaper Sight. 25, level 2 ulti is a lot. You know, especially on a hero like a Spectre. So now they're going to go inside the pit. Mental Style done on Morphling. Will tank up some damage from the Roshan.
Sunstriker is spotted. They don't have Spectre for so long. You know, this could be a problem. Chakram thrown in, Tornado, EMP, all missing.
Like, this is bugged. This can't be real. Like, Necro's move speed is not 320 with Faded Brooch, Yule Scepter, and Power Treads. It's definitely bugged.
Could be. Or Spike Finger. Zephyr gone. They pick up the Aegis on to 23. Okay. Looks like 23 was stuck there for a second.
I like how you get the voice lines from the hero you morph into.
So do you get the voice lines based on the level you are on morph on the heroes you morph into?
I'm not a morph player.
Okay.
I only play good heroes, the heroes that are fun to play. You know, the heroes that are not completely busted for 5 years in a row.
Yeah. I guess I'll have to ask a morph player to answer that question for me. There's probably at least one in chat.
So yeah, his movement speed is 280, so that move speed is bugged.
Wait, it's 280. So it's
280 is starting, yeah. So he gets 45 from power treads, so that gets him to 325. Faded Brooch is 20. Yule Scepter also gives 20. So yeah, for some reason it's bugged.
Carry the 1. It's 365. On use, Spirit Vessel onto the Centaur. They'll continue to try and jump. They've got the Cold Snap on him. Hostop actually hit the Timber as he was Timber chaining across, but Zephyr's still dead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Spirit Vessel does help to get the kill. KSQ gets
Silver Edge, Arcane Rune also available for another 25-30 seconds.
So they're moving over, might be able to kill FBZ if he's not too careful. They're on the high ground waiting for him. They should kind of understand that, considering where they've been on the map so far.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They move forward, and LSA comes in with the BKBB pop by FBZ. Tornado flying through, Sunstrike, that lands, White on gone. BKB about to run on FBZ, so how deep can he be? They look over 23, they've got the Chaotic Offering, he pops the Manta, he's got the BKB, he's trying to run away with himself, turning into the Timber, so he's morphed his Timber Chain away, the LSA lands onto the Spectre. Break damage, is it enough? They've got the break for the moment, but that's going to wear off before they're able to output the damage they need to get the kill onto the Spectre. They look over at Carl, the Timber Chain from FBZ.
They should get more out of this.
Carl. They've slowed him down. Timber Chain again sticking with this Lina, but Lina starts to speed up and may get out of the grasp of Boom. Finally, they catch up. Dust and the finger from high to get the kill on a Carl. Sunstrike?
Sunstrike. Ooh, he morphed. He morphed. They have no Lina for 70 seconds, no buyback on her. Roshan just respawned. Like, they don't have the Haunt. They do not have a Warlock ulti, no finger, but they should still try to go in and at least force a buyback from Lina, which she doesn't have. But try to poke it, see what happens. Rocket will scout things out.
They need to have somebody standing where that hook shot might come from.
Radiant are scared.
So much damage. Desolate, illusions from Spectre.
That's where
Who's
FBZ
gonna block
needs
the
to be.
hook shot? Centaur could potentially go in with the Force Staff. Kescute.
Not gonna be in time to block it, but they pick up the Aegis, and they've got the Earth Spike. Spectre also picked up the Axe, Shard, and Cheese, so everything's secured there for Boom.
Let's see if he decides to use it or if he decides to give it to the Timbersaw. Spectre Shard is okay. Against certain lineups, they're gonna find Zephyr, so this should reveal the ward, the anti-Tinker ward on the high ground. So Spectre still not consuming it. Mikoto already has a shard for himself, so does Warlock. A Lion Shard is good, and he finally consumes it. So yeah, you can cast Dispersion on the hero that damaged you in the last 8 seconds. Like potentially jump on a Clockwork, he uses a rocket on you, and then suddenly you jump him, which is not that bad.
Lead
This is big, like this is game changer, you know, having Spectre with Aegis, with the Cheese, so you need to be careful how you're gonna use that Reaper sight. Definitely not the target that you want to focus on right now. Also, I see Necrophos going into Eon Disc. Disc is fine against Lion, can be dispelled by Tornado.
They need to be careful about how they take this now for T1. They're up 3K, but honestly, the game just feels even, or maybe even sided towards Boom with everything they've got at the moment.
Smoke from Boom. Warlock ulti ready in a couple of seconds.
Tremacell leading the charge. You'd expect that T1 kind of recognize that if he's frontlining like that, he's probably got a team with him, especially through mid. Cuckoo gets spotted. Late Hex, Earth Spike, wait for him on the back lines, and he gets the kill immediately on a high, but they'll take out Cuckoo. Cuckoo's going to buy back Solo High. They've got the Timber Chain around with the BKBB pop by 23. He's starting to back off this fight, though. So now, Timber Chain forward, FBZ with the Whirling Death onto Zephyr. The right click's coming out of the Spectre from Carl. It's not doing enough damage. They finally finish off Zephyr. They go after Carl. The Timber Chain as well as the Whirling Death once again with the BKBB pop, as well as the Lilgun going out onto the Timber. They'll pop the Cheese. They'll stay healthy on Dreamacell.
Oh, they get Cuckoo, that's big.
Earth Spike lands, but that actually gets hide, available to be killed off by 23. They had the Earth Spike that gets reflected via the Lotus Orb, and now Makoto, he's gone to 23. 2 FBC drops, triple kill for 23. They go after White Mom, but they've got the stun on the Spectre. There's the break. Dreamacell starting to run, adaptive strike, right clicks in. They've gotten first life out of his hands, and he's got no help.
They also have the sight, so they can take him down for a very long time. Stun connects.
Break again, Reaper sight through, and he is killed for 2 minutes. It looks so good for Boom, and then all of a sudden, 23 goes to the back lines, all off the reflection of the Earth Spike, and he turns it around, taking out these 3 heroes on Boom.
What a fight from T1. They managed buyback on a Necrophos, like he instantly uses it. Also Lion bought back in the previous fight, so that's a dieback on him. Boom needs to protect their backlines. Like, Morphling understands, great understanding of the game, like what Savage needs to do. He jumps the backlines, takes out the Lion. Also, there was a good reflection, as you mentioned, with that Lotus Orb on the Lion's Earth Spike. We're going to see that again. Spectre, like, playing on half HP. Morphling with his build is super tanky, has a BKB, has Satanic. Satanic is a lot of damage. It's a 55 damage, it's also a Dispel, it lasts for 6 seconds, undispellable. So even if you have like a Spirit Vessel on you, you pop that, you Dispel it, and then you lifesteal. So new Satanic feels really good.
Butterfly picked up for the Morphling. Getting delivered right now. And they're really willing to concede 2 sets of racks. Looks like it. Oh, Kescute is in trouble for a second.
Yeah, Spectre, she's gonna respawn in game number 3, it seems.
The fights are so close that I would say even with this lead, I'm not sure that T1 have it in the bag. The fight started with Cuckoo getting blown up. He doesn't have buyback on that one. I think obviously the fight changes.
Needs to be careful. I believe he bought the full Eon disc. Yeah, okay, so he will be able to get his items off, most likely. The Lotus, Yule Scepter, possibly even a mech. Daedalus down on Lina. Like, Lina right clicks are so hard. Huge, and she hits level 25, 150 attack range on top of that.
Penta-edge sword and a leveler. Man, the tier 4s for T1 are perfect so far. Just the Spell Prism right now for Boom.
Lina was thinking about getting a different neutral item, but holding the Paladin sword has a Morbid Mask. She'll also go into Satanic to have like this double life, the life leech against Spectre, against the Timbersaw. You can just stand your ground and take a fight. Invoker with this type of a build, like, where's damage coming from? You know, he has 3 meteors, which is okay. Your spells are almost maxed out, but then again, you don't really have the right clicks.
Warlock is only level 14. Love to see him have max out on the upheaval. On the
you sounded really disappointing there, like Warlock is
yeah, I know, it's just
14.
We haven't really felt his presence as much. The chaotic offerings haven't been massive.
Yeah, there hasn't been that one. Wow, this Rock really split the fight. They won because of it. Yeah. No good upheavals. Like, he still deals damage to the Shadow Word. Timeless Relic. Okay, so let's see which one Invoker decides to keep. Timeless Relic also really good on Lion. Good on Warlock. Like, even Timbersaw, he's holding into Cloak of Flames right now.
He's going Hex next.
Flamethrower. Where's the Flamethrower?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I really want to see that shard. Roche up pretty soon. It's going to be Aegis Cheese, potentially an Ag's Blessing, maybe a Shard. Which Shard could be pretty big here for both teams, really. Double Reaper Scythe. Double Laguna.
Lina doesn't rely so much on dealing the damage with Laguna. It's more about the right clicks.
Yeah.
I think he would give it to possibly Necro, because he wants to
chain all the way through, forced to pop the BKB. Not entirely worth it.
Spectre, of course, finds Illusion Escape, because that's just how it is. If you have Spectre, if you have Phantom Lancer, I think there's a code in the game. Someone from Valve coded it and said, like, yeah, it has to be 100% drop rate.
Always feels good, too, when you get the perfect item for your hero. Illusion Escape being the one here for Spectre. They see that with the ward, T1 will start to back off. Roche 37 seconds away. FBZ, he doesn't have a BKB for 25 seconds. I want to be a little bit more careful than where he's standing forward on. Dreamcell trying to finish off that Abyssal too.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Still a little ways out from it. Roche up now in 5 seconds. We saw in the last Roche, it was a hook shot attempt to try and steal everything, but everything was picked up by the Spectre.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Lion still holding on to Philly, swapping things in and out. He feels like there's going to be a fight. Swaps in the Timeless Relic, longer duration Hex, longer duration stun. Needs to be careful.
Trying to get him. C23, that's where the attention is. Ooh, hookshot was blocked by Cuckoo. He tried to move in with it. They go on to Kesku. They get the kill immediately onto the Warlock, who doesn't have buyback. EMP plays down. They've also got the Hex out onto 23. Not taking out all of his mana, but half of it. No Warlock, and I mean, that means Team 1 could go in a rush. They got a double damage on Carl, too, so this is going to be a really quick one.
They can't contest it. It's Refresher. Let's see who decides to pick it up. Like Morphling's running out of slots, he could be the one holding it. Refresher's still in the pit. Lina picks it up in the end. Just a double BKB feels really good.
They have the Hex on Invoker. And Abyssal.
Radiant's top tower
Let's see
is
if
under
he can pick it
attack.
up. Do you buy out if you're Spectre here just the Abyssal? You're behind by so much?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Good question. I think you go all in. I think if you buy back, the fight's kind of already over. So with the Abyssal Blade, I feel like you can do so much more.
Right.
And you might get the gold in the fight to be able to have a buyback. He needs 800, so if he gets like 2 kills, potentially it's a buyback.
They're coming over. 4-staff blink. Hoofstomp misses. FBZ. They'll survive. A lot of damage on a Zephyr. And now, 23's in a little bit too deep. They've got the Abyssal Blade. They'll use the Chaotic Offering. They've got the control to get the kill onto the Morphling. He's dead. Has
no
Aegis.
shift.
They're going to move in, though.
How can they stun him? They can't.
They can't. BKB. Ooh,
But the bash is where the bash is at.
Oh, they've got the bash. 23's in trouble. Wait for him to try and leave. Morphs into the Timber Saw. Timber Chain away, but that's going to be FBZ staying with him. Gets hit by the stun. Now the Haunt is used.
A lot of confusion.
FBZ. They've got themselves a Chaos Meteor down. But it doesn't look like enough to kill off 23 just yet. They look over at Carl, pops the BKB. He's going to be dead first on the side of T1. They take it out the Aegis. He does come back in 100 seconds. He has buyback. Wait for him away once again. Whitemon trying to run with batteries on as they look over at Hugo, who uses that Shroud. Trying to get out of here.
Things out,
with him.
slowing them down.
Ghost Walk slows him up. They find themselves the Centaur. They've got themselves the Hex, as well as the Earth Spike, Timber Chain, Whirling Death coming through, as well as the EMP, the Spectral Dagger. They get the kill onto Zephyr. They'll take out 2. No buybacks used, but they've also got the Aegis out of the hands of T1.
Oh, man, what a throw by 23. He goes in, tries to take out Warlock. Now he's receiving the tips.
From his own team.
Yeah. That wasn't too bright. All right. Yeah, like he tries to kill the Warlock in this situation. Like you don't know if Warlock has buyback. At the moment, he does.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So, yeah, not really worth it. He thought he couldn't die. He could have potentially died a second time if Lion was close to use any of his abilities, like land an Earth Spike while you're respawning with Aegis. So, yeah.
They're going to try and force these buybacks, but they're up 2 sets of racks. I don't know if they need to. They've got the waveform now into the cogs. Waveform again, but the Abyss Blade goes through onto 23. So he stopped for a second with that BKB running out. Spectral Dagger with the Hex. That's going to be reflected. Lotus Orb doing some work here. EMP is down, and that is right on top of 23, but they'll glip. They've got these heroes coming back with buyback, so they haven't expended any, and they hold the tier 3. Boom. They back away.
There's no need to rush things, like they didn't force any of the buybacks. Spectre getting closer to level 25, so that's going to be a big one. Working towards MKB, not the item that you want to see on Spectre. But yeah, in this situation, you need to get it. Morphling has that butterfly for a very long time, so you need to be able to pierce through it. Eon Disc done on Invoker. Also getting closer to his level 25.
Is he going to block it, or is he just going to use it, or put it together immediately?
he can be blown. Like, depends. In certain situations, you might get blown up. But we'll see.
All right, puts it together.
Yeah, it's safer. You know, at this point of the game, 45 minutes in, it's just better to leave it this way.
Right. So a long ways until the next Roche. But I don't know if we're going to be waiting that long for the next fight. Cuckoo, he's close to 25. Still no shard on FBZ. Still wants that Hex. They already have one on the, you know, ingrained in the Lion, and Hex picked up by the Invoker. They want the constant Hexes out.
It's a possibility that they use Hex into Hex into Hex and then back into Hex, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So cooldown with
Wing Poof Stomp waveform going in on FBZ. Do they have the damage? Shadow Word healed, not looking like it, but they played aggressive.
Because Lion Hex is 4 seconds plus debuff duration, extra 25, so that's a 5-second Hex.
They're moving in. They want to go for this. They've got the Chaotic offering down the look over at the Centaur. They get the kill to Piscute, so he's going to be taken out of the fight and buyback immediately. They go to the Stampede. They're trying to keep alive Zephyr, who's running away from FBZ. Tornado comes through on the Hex target. That's the
misses.
23, though. He gets the BKB off. Waveform over to the side. Reaper Scythe! Oh, Dream is so... You're all
135. Like, they just split the fight. Once again, Savage goes in and takes out the Warlock immediately. Like, buys back. So Spectre will need to buy back here. They cannot hold this without Spectre. Like, the sooner you buy back, the better. But you can't still get anything out of it. Like, you can't go Roshan. You're just going to lose the barracks if you don't buy back.
There's the buyback. Tornado comes in. They're going to try and go for this once again. They know that he doesn't have the BKB. They have the Spectral Dagger. They're going to force that from into the base. They have the Hex. They have the Abyssal. Do they have the damage to get the kill? And the 23, the Radio Deafening Blast.
Another Hex.
As well as the damage. The
Perma
Hex is there. He's got the man to the waveform. Oh!
That was so close. Like, they needed to get that kill.
They look over at Whitemon with such anger because his name is in 23.
They got Whitemon. They got something, but they needed to get a bigger kill. Like, they needed to kill him there. It's a rough one, you know. Maybe they overlap the Hexes a little bit because they have 2 right now. Alliance Hex lasts for 5 seconds. We're going to see that one again. Unfortunately for them, he got the shift off.
Oh. Tornado's in. EMP. And
a good force. Spike. Like, they used the Force Staff to push him in.
Abyssal. Radio Deafening Blast. The Hex. Oh! The Force Staff. That's what saved him.
Sometimes it's all it takes. They have 2 Force Staffs, 1 Clockwork, 1 on a Centaur.
Always buy your support items.
Spectre holding onto Gem right now. No, she's running out of items. Like, she needs to be able to give that Gem to someone else and just buy out the items, buy that Demon Edge. Have the MKB still, not that close to it. Dire, they're using a scan, but they only found the illusion inside the pit.
There's a double damage top. Timely. 49 minutes in.
23, he does not have Boots of Speed, holding on to Spell Prism, holding on to Leveler, holding on to Ninja Gear. He's just swapping all the items. A lot of status resistance from Sanjiasha could make a difference, so I'm not surprised he decided to go that as like 6th item.
Roche not up yet. Minimum respawn time about to
just getting the maximum, getting the maximum volume out of the neutral items. Like for the fight, Spell Prism is good, lowering the cooldowns. He can also smoke himself and be able to find one of the supports, ideally Warlock, because he does not have buyback at the moment. And if they go for the high ground push, if they go for the buildings, use the Leveler.
So, Spectre picks up the double damage. Roche is a long one. That's unfortunate for Boom, who were right there and ready to go with the double damage.
23 smokes himself. Smoke popped. He's also holding a casual Titan Sliver. You know, maybe I need a bit more status resistance. If I get initiated on, try to swap it in. Could make the difference.
Buys the Tome 2, FBZ. Zephyr right there. Pops the Minotaur Horn. see Zephyr wants to make a move here. He wants to be the one who leads with the blink as well as the hoof stomp. Potentially the stampede right off the bat. And Zephyr, you just see him. Like, he's locking eyes with FBZ. Oh, going for the blink as well as the hoof stomp. He gets hexed immediately. That's by Makoto. Now he's got the Lotus Orb as well as the Stampede. He's right on top of this Invoker, but he pops the BKB, the waveform onto the backlines. They've got the Chaotic offering that hits out of 23. He's also hexed up with the Meteor coming down, the Deafening Blast. It's all there.
No shit.
Finger. There's the kill on the 23, but they've got the buyback, so he's going to have to find his way back into the fight. He's TPing over to the outpost that's on the lower part of the map, so he's away from the team for quite a long time. That gives the opportunity to boot the goal in here. They've got the Hex as well as the Chakra right on top of the Lina. There's the first fight that gets the stun. They get the kill on the Carl. They'll take out Zephyr. Zephyr doesn't have buyback, but Lina does. They both buy back on both the Clockwork as well as the Lina. They look over at Cuckoo. They've got the Cold Snap. They're doing a lot of damage here, but the Reaper Sight's not going to do enough damage on the FBZ. They'll take out Cuckoo. He's going to buy back. They've got
Savage,
the stun.
no shift again.
23. He's got no shift. The Chaos Meteor's down with the BKB. He will heal back up, and they'll take out Makoto. They'll look over at Kescute. Kescute doesn't have buyback, but Makoto does. He holds it for now. Now finally uses it as the Lion used it as well, but FBZ on the front lines with the Laguna Blade hitting it, and the Silver Edge there to break him. They take out the Timber. No buyback on him.
Oh man, what a fight. If they somehow manage to lock him down there and kill him one more time, now he used the buyback, and
He's gonna have Aegis.
I think it would be a different fight if they took the outpost on the bottom, because he would have nothing to TP to. Radiant is controlling the northern outpost, so can't TP there. He had no boots. He put the what's it called, the one that smokes you item.
Ninja Gear.
Ninja Gear, yeah, to get some extra movement speed out of it, get closer to the fight. But if they control the bottom outpost, I think this fight is completely different. He doesn't show up, Necro dies, possibly Invoker lives there without having to use the buyback.
Necro is holding on to the Ag's Blessing. Hasn't used it yet. You've also got Refresher on Carl, picks up a Wind Waker. That's another way to save 23 again. A hook shot from Whitemon.
Radiant's top barracks are
So
under
just able to use that Spectral Dagger to weave his way out of that one.
This Wind Waker is big. Like, they initiate on Morphling, who has Aegis. This is Mega Creeps. So we'll see. You know, if they get a good initiation, you can always save him with that Wind Waker. And now
he's got 2 lives. Before, he was dealing with the fact that he had just bought back the Moon Shard. He's also devoured that. They'll go to the Glyph, the tier 4s, trying to hold on. And now they've got all 5 heroes. The Upheaval slowing down 23. He's trying to run Spectral Dagger as well as the Hex. That's going to be bounced back thanks to the Lotus Orb. They've got the Chakram right on top of 23. He'll waveform away.
Overlapping their abilities. There's a Hex plus a Tornado.
Aeon Disc for Kescute. Doesn't have that Chaotic offering yet. Now it's up. Bloodthorn for Makoto.
This is one way to, you know, if someone is isolated with the Bloodthorn, 2 or 3 heroes focuses, whoever, like, the hero is gonna die. Maybe like a Nullifier also would not be a bad idea on one of the heroes to just be able to proc those Eon Discs, remove it, dispel it, deal with the Ghost Shroud. I wouldn't mind seeing that, because they have 1, 2 of those. They have a Ghost Shroud on top of that. Like, you can dispel the Wind Waker. I think Spectre should change their mind and sell the Power Treads, possibly get that dispel mechanic buyback in 45 seconds.
23 moving up. Leveler, Ninja Gear, BKB on the backpack, holding onto the Titan Sliver. Chakram right on top of 23. The Lotus Orb preemptively. Upheaval slowing him down. It's hard to make a move. You see how close the Lina is. The Wind Waker is going to be ready to go. They have to try and find a jump. Spectral Dagger thrown all the way onto Kescute. He's been the focus. They don't want to allow him to get that Chaotic offering off. Minotaur Horn, damage out on FBZ. He's starting to feel it. Moves back into the Spectre. Makoto coming over.
Mega creeps coming in.
The Mega creeps start to invade the base. They've got themselves the Earth Spike. That's actually going to stun up the Timbersaw. They've got the Chaos Meteor down. They'll use the Haunt. They've got the Reaper Scythe coming through. That's only going to hit on the FBZ. That doesn't do enough damage to this Timber, who's used that BKB. But you look over at Hyde. Hyde already gone for 100 seconds with the right clicks coming out for 23. It's just not enough here for the side of Boom. They lose the Timbersaw. He'll buy back immediately. It's a 4v5 with the Mega creeps invading the base. They look over at 23. FBZ in his face. Waveform out of the back line with BKB by Makoto. He's trying to survive here. 23's been hexed up. The LSA's missed. They've got the break onto the Spectre, but look at the creeps taking the base, and they have no way to stop them. The creeps are going to overwhelm them. They may be putting their focus on a 23, but they need to stop these creeps. They need to stop Alina, really, who's going to finish off the game, and T1 will make the series even at 1 on what was a close back and forth between both these teams.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes, you know, very entertaining game.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they, like, you've seen it so many times on 23 Savage, they use the hex, 4-step comes in, like they just needed, they needed like half a second, maybe a second of extra lockdown to be able to deal with that. And I think that outpost kind of changes the whole game, because if Necro dies there, they could potentially, you know, live on a couple of heroes, deal with him who doesn't have boots. It's a very entertaining game, couple of throws as well, but yeah, some good old Southeast Asian Dota.
Yeah, some good SEA Dota. It comes down to probably maybe 100 health. That gives you know, the 1-1 split so far. So we're going to a game 3 to break down game number 2. We've got the panel. Throw it back over to you guys.
A nail biter all around, but 23 Savage on that Morphling, despite having some morphing into Agi moments that really amped up the tension. They're able to win it in the end. Cuckoo and all of T1 end up supporting that Morphling quite well and bring a 1-1 series state.
Yeah. Pulse for Centaur winning.
That's right.
Great.
Cuckoo actually has, after his nickname, he has the Master.
I enjoyed his interview.
Yeah, after the interview, I think he added it. A pretty solid performance by T1 overall. They managed to take this win. It's still not great. You can still see them struggling a little bit in the mid game. Still, there are some throws happening, but overall, they managed to squeeze a victory out of Boom, and they really needed this. T1, I mean, they're as strong of an organization as Boom, but they haven't really been performing so far, right?
I mean, T1 as an organization is probably one of the
strongest ones.
Bigger ones.
Yeah, I mean,
biggest
in
ones
Dota
globally.
they're not very well known, but T1 globally.
Overall, yeah, of course.
Like
they're
a
a
League
powerhouse.
and then like Valorant, whatever they play.
Yeah.
Definitely Dota did not live up to that name just yet. But, you know, baby steps. That win was better Dota than they have shown in the last week, at least.
Yeah.
So that's something. But they still have quite a bit of work to do.
But definitely encouraging, and this is off of some comfort, which we were kind of saying the Morphling into Spectre matchup is a little bit peculiar, but it's a comfort hero for 23 Savage.
It's probably his best hero.
I would say so as well. And so he definitely showed the prowess, knowing his limits, occasionally getting fingered on occasion.
Occasionally he had some edgy moments, morphing into edgy.
But he lived every single time, though.
Yeah, exactly. Unless that time he died.
That time he died, but I don't think
he
that was
died.
an agi morph moment.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, there was a
Okay.
double edgy morph moment.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but overall, there are these players that play the hero to such a great extent that